Jeff and Trevor. Trevor and Jeff react.
Hello friends, my name is Jeff Ellis worldwide. I am an audio engineer and mixer with over 50 billion streams for songs that I've worked on throughout my career. I've been doing this for, 2009 to 2025, which is 16 years now. This is Trevor Taylor, my intrepid young mixing assistant. And today, he's on my shirt. Okay, Trevor. And today we are going to be reacting to a song called Meds by the band Placebo. And have you ever heard of this band Placebo before?
I have not.
And that's surprising to me because Trevor knows his stuff, okay? He knows a lot of his stuff. But this is an older song. And Placebo was really big in Europe, but we're going to start reacting to some songs that inspired me to become an audio engineer and a mixer. And when I was younger, I would hear certain songs that would hit me so hard emotionally. And I'd be like, oh, I wonder what gear they used and this and that. And I completely lost sight back in the day about what makes mixing emotional. And something this song does really well is there's a really good emotional arc to it. And what I call the core emotional element changes a few times between the vocals and the guitar. And that's something I'm going to highlight to y'all after we react to the song, right? But this is Trevor's first foray into Placebo. He's a little, hold on. Get some of your, we're lit up here, so we don't want to,
The oil.
Yeah, we don't want to be too oiled up here, so I'll hit this a little bit. This is a little hack that I learned recently when filming. We did this little shtick on our last video too. It's gonna get old really fast. Let's listen to it down, okay? Put on your headphones. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Oh no. Boop. Here we go. Oh, before I start, let's look at this really fast here. This is kind of like the emotional arc of the song, right? So it starts out very quiet, right? And what do we call this when a song starts out real quiet?
A knob turner.
It's a knob turner, right? Okay, so a lot of songs you'll notice have a little entry-level bit. And it's not always intentional. Sometimes it's about the arc of the song. But it's kind of like a good mixing trick where you can start the intro a little bit lower, right? And then you're sitting in your car, it's like, I'm going to turn this up to this little intro bit to be like the right volume. And then the song kicks in after that, kind of like around here. And then you're hit with all this emotion right out of the gate, right? You can kind of see on this graph here, this song has a really nice emotional arc where it starts quiet and gets louder and louder. This is a grower, okay? Some songs are showers. This song is a grower, and you can see in this arc here, right? And that's something we call macro dynamics, the way that the song's emotion as at like a global level is going throughout your song. And when you're mixing, if you're not thinking about these things, that's going to be a problem because you could come in a little bit flat and your whole song's going to fizzle out. Like we talk about the distance between, we have a terminology that we use, but the distance between the quietest part of the song and the loudest part of the song is how much mana you have in your song to cast emotional spells, right? And these are philosophies that I teach in my maximally for-profit online course Mixer Brain, which we'll link below, okay? Yes. Anyway, okay, let's start. My nose itches. Does your nose ever itch like right when it's time to go? I think it's stress.
I was alone, falling free, trying my best not to forget what happened to us, what happened to me,
Where's
what
my iced
happened
coffee?
as I let it slip. I was confused by the powers that be, forgetting names and faces.
So we're gonna get our first little
Passersby
mana explosion
were
right here.
looking at me as if they could erase it.
Did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget to take your meds?
I was alone, staring over the ledge, trying my best not to forget all manner of joy, all manner of glee, and our one heroic pledge. How it mattered to us, how it mattered to me, and the consequences. best not to forget.
What do you think, Trevor? What do you think?
That was wonderful.
Yeah? Are you a placebo? Are you a Placebo fan now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, you can
that
tell.
Was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So this was like there's a few like kind of rock bands. When I was young, this came out before I was even in the game. You know what I mean? So I was young when this came out. But there was something about a lot of these Placebo records just hit so well emotionally. They sound great. And now that I've been doing this for such a long time as a music mixer, I can kind of see why. Like this song hits a lot of the principles that are like that I value, the mixer brain principles that I use when I mix, and I want to go through some of it right now. So one of the things that's interesting about this song is there's parts of the song where the core emotional element, right, the thing that we want to focus on that is drawing the most emotion, whether that's like in certain parts of the song it's the vocal, okay, in other parts of the song it's the guitar, and it kind of interchanges back and forth. Now unfortunately we can't really have two things. There's exceptions here, like this is nuance, but it's hard to have two things be kind of like the core emotional element at the same time. So this song, what it does is throughout a lot of the song, the vocal is kind of like up in our face, right? So check this out. So kind of around here, I'll put the headphones back on for a second. In these sections of the song, let's listen here. Hold on. I should put this back up here really fast. We forgot the other lav for Trevor, so it's kind of a problem. Here, let's listen here, Trevor, really fast.
Over the ledge, trying my best not to forget.
Okay, so in this part of the song, the vocal is louder than the drums, it's louder than the guitar, it's right up in your face, okay? This is where we're getting the narrative of the vocals in the lyric, okay? We're hearing the story of the song. So in this moment, the core emotional element is the vocal, okay? Now, when you're focused in on one little thing, we call it the eye of Sauron. When our eye of Sauron in our brain is focused in on one little thing, that has a way of kind of transferring energy to the rest of the song. So you don't necessarily, maybe the drums are like intense, but you don't necessarily need them to be pushed up in front as like the main thing that you focus on, when you could be getting more emotional response out of the vocals, which can be pushed forward. And then that feeling of emotion that you're getting kind of like transfers to the rest of the mix, right? So, but there's a big shift right here where all of a sudden, in this moment right here, to amplify the emotion, it kind of ditches the vocal for a second. There's this whole span of the song where you can't even tell what the vocal is saying, but all of a sudden the guitarists take over and this like strumming thing becomes like the most emotional part of the song. So let's listen to that shift up really fast.
Did you forget to take your meds, baby? Did you forget to take your meds? Sex and drugs and complications.
So throughout this whole song, you can really tell what the vocals are saying, but in this moment of the song, not really. And is that necessarily a problem? You know, like most mixers would be like, oh God, what have I done? All of a sudden, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't understand the words in this moment. But that's okay sometimes, right? Because it's just the vocals become a vibe. They're haunting, they're doing a thing, and it has a moment for like the guitars to take over the mix, right? And that's where like so much emotion comes. So it makes you like do air guitar really fast, right? So when you're setting your levels, it's not about like, so mixer brain, it's a term we use as kind of like a brain disease. A mixer might all of a sudden be like, well, I can't understand the vocals in this moment of the song, whatever. And then, but a non-mixer brain kind of mixer would be like, yeah, because the guitar is fucking awesome in this moment, right? So let the vocals kind of like, you can sit back for a second. Now, if there's some like deeply narrative defining moment, you know, maybe that would be a problem, but it's not here. It's just part of the emotional journey of the song. And then after this section, the vocals take back over again, back down here.
Baby, did you forget to take your meds, baby?
So now we're back there and the guitars are lower, but it's kind of dancing with this one lead riff that kind of like sneaks in there after each kind of lyrical exchange. And then that riff starts to grow in volume to the end, and that's where you get our moment of glory up here. where everything's going. So that's just a little thing. Like once you kind of learn these mixer brain principles that are really important to me, and what I try to teach is you can find them if you go back and listen to the songs that like really captivated you throughout your life. You go back and you can start seeing the principles everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
And a lot of this stuff has gotten lost throughout the last 20 years of mixing, 15 years, last 10 years especially, and the last 5 years extremely, because all these like mixers nowadays are so focused on like the coolest plugins in their chains, and like they think that mixing is about the paintbrush. Like I have this piece of gear to make it cool and I have that, but they're missing the overall picture of the canvas, right? So this song paints a beautiful canvas. The emotional arc is transcendent in many ways. It's one of those songs that you just press play and you're on a journey, right? You fall into the daydream. Mixing is about falling into a daydream. It's not about, oh, the silver 1176 is better than the black one or this. It doesn't really matter that much. Which matters so much more than the tools of the mix is the canvas, right? And if you can develop the canvas out to be something beautiful, take the listener into a daydream and a full emotional arc, you can create strong emotional responses in people. Trevor, what were your thoughts on the song? Is there anything that you noticed specifically about this song that I haven't said already that made it impactful?
I just liked the narrative, how it's like someone not taking their medicine, and kind of in those moments where like the vocal gets lost, it's kind of like everything is going crazy, which is like not taking your meds. It just like matches perfectly with the vibe.
Exactly. And that's why mixing is such like 4D chess, because in a sense they're kind of like breaking the fourth wall or third, whatever. Like the song itself becomes like a mirror of the exact emotion that you're trying to like deal with this person that's like, you're not taking your meds. And all of a sudden there's this part in the song that has that same energy of the chaos of not taking your meds. Now, if someone would have been like, oh, well, you know, this is negative 6.7 LUFS, that's like way too loud or whatever. Yeah. Okay. And sometimes that can be the case. Sometimes things are too squashed. However, the fact that it is like a disgusting squashed mess in these sections, in Mixer Brain, we call it breaking the fifth wall, where everything kind of like the mere limits of the audio file itself kind of almost become the instrument, where everything is just like gone at this point. The nuance is gone, and all you're left with is distortion and whatever. It can create a really cool vibe, but that can mirror the emotion that you're trying to achieve, like Trevor said, of, okay, now all of a sudden the song itself is like someone lost their meds. It's almost like the mixer lost their meds in this moment. You know what I mean? And that's the way you need to be thinking about mixing. It isn't like, oh, if we would have run this section through a Fairchild with tubes, you know, it would have been a better song all of a sudden. So what I'm trying to teach everybody are these kind of broad strokes concepts that you can use. And I think, you know, over time we'll react to some more stuff that really inspired me when I was coming up, and kind of see how these principles play out. Okay. Yeah. All right. So if you want to check out Mixer Brain, link below. It's, I don't know, it's how many, Mixer Brain. We have like 2,000 students already.
Something like that.
Yeah. People love it. Hopefully it can help you, and check it out. Anything else, Trevor?
Get Mixer Brain.
Yep.
And learn.
This is not an advertisement. This is a reaction video, not an advertisement for my for-profit online course, which comes with 100% money back guarantee if you don't love it, though. So who does that? You know what I mean? Some people would just scam it back, love it, and then scam me. I can't really do anything about that other than knowing that you'll get yours karmically someday, right?
Right.
Okay.
Bad karma.
Don't do bad karma, okay? This has been Jeff and Trevor Reacts to Placebo.
Did you